Hello, friends. Happy Friday. This is Pastor Jose. Welcome to Minutes with Pastor Jose. And I'm so excited that you are connected today. I want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you who has sent messages expressing how much of a blessing these words these past couple of days have been for you. And I am so honored and I'm so thrilled and just humbled that God is speaking to you through the message that we see every single day through either Facebook or now YouTube. You can find us on YouTube under Minutes with Pastor Jose, and you will see the videos, the teachings. We have them both in Spanish and in English. So if you have a Spanish speaking friend, tell them that we have this in Spanish, and they'll find it on YouTube under Minutes with Pastor Jose. And I'm just so thankful. So I'll encourage you to help us spread this word, because this is a joy to do on a daily basis. I want to go ahead and finish the message under the teachings of Jesus under the parable of the sower. We've been reading in Matthew chapter 13, and want to go through the verses of verse 8 and verse 9, where it says that still other seed fell on good soil. This is Jesus talking. He said that other seed fell in good soil where it produced a crop 160 or 30 times what was sown. Whoever, and I love it when he says, whoever has ears, let them hear. Now, and further down on verse 23, it says that, but the seed falling on good soil refers to someone who hears the word and understands it. This is the one who produces a crop yielding 160 or 30 times what was sown. And one of the things that I've always practiced, and I've always done in my years of ministry, of my years of preaching, is that my wife is my best critic, and sometimes I like to evaluate myself, and I do either two things. Number one, I'll go ahead and ask her, how was the message, and she's honest enough to tell me that it was either A, it was good. B, if there's something that kind of strikes her and says, why do you practice this dynamic? Why did you do it this way? It's not that she's saying that it's wrong, but she's just curious. Or C, she's saying, why, I think you were a little bit hard on the church today, or something like that. Or she'll do signals, like she'll smile, or if I'm like this, because I tend to do this a lot, but she'll give me a smile, like, okay, you kind of like tightening your face a little bit, you might want to loosen up, stuff like that. She's the best. But the other things that I do when she's busy with the other church, because right now for the moment we're in two congregations, and when I'm by myself in one of the in the morning service, then sometimes I record the message, and then I hear it afterwards, because I want to evaluate myself and see where I need to prepare a little bit more. And I try to do this every week, and because I want to give my best to the Lord, that's what I want to do. So this is why I want to encourage you to evaluate your position as a Christian. You want to be the best Christian that you want to be. See, because what Jesus has established in this parable is the existence of different types of people. I'm going to describe these and see which one describes you. Now you have to be honest with yourself, because you are evaluating yourself. Now there are different types of people. Now see if this one describes you. Number one, you have the person that is very rigid about the gospels, a person that is very hard about the gospel of Jesus. People that they just don't want to hear it. They don't want to be preached on, or they don't want to be taught. The gospel to them is just something that it's old fashioned, and they're very rigid about the gospel. There's a lot of people that way, and I'm just wondering, are you one of them? The second type of person that this word describes to me in the parable, I'm talking about the whole parable that we shared the whole week, not only this portion right here, but there's also people that they hear the word, but they don't sustain, or they don't retain, therefore they don't practice it. Remember, I shared with you that I have problems of retention. I have a deficit of attention, and I have to take notes because I tend to forget things very easily. So I have to take notes. I have to write everything down so that way I have to kind of look at it and remember. So, and I'm and it's one of my limitations, and but I've used it for the greater good. So, but there's a lot of people that don't even practice the taking of the notes. They just sit there, they listen, and then it goes through in through here, goes out through here, and then since they can't remember anything, they can't practice anything. Now let me ask you, is that you? Now, what about the person that is so focused in the materialistic stuff? The ones that are so focused in what their eyes can see. They have to have the better cars, the better houses, the better this, the better that. They're so focused in the earthly riches that they forget about the heavenly riches, which is eternal. Now, let me ask you this: does that describes you? What about the person that is solid in the Lord? That person that doesn't care about or has no interest about the things of this world. They just don't care about the things that their eyes can see. These are people that are totally connected with God, and they look forward to doing everything great for the Lord. Is that you? I hope so. And let me tell you something. It doesn't matter if you were the first three that I described. The good thing about God is that He can transform you. He can transform you to be that servant that He wants you to be, that He longs for you to be. And it's just a matter of you surrendering those areas. That's why I said in the beginning to evaluate yourself and be honest with yourself of these people that I've just described. Which one is you? You don't have to answer it to me. This is between you and God. And I'm going to repeat it. Are you the person that's rigid about the gospel? Are you the person that can hear the word, but you can't sustain it, you can't retain it, you can't take notes, you don't take notes, and you don't practice it because you can't remember it? Or you just the person that is just so focused on the materialistic stuff that you just don't realize what heaven will offer to you? Or are you just the person that is solid for the Lord? You know what? I tell you what. My objective and my goal is for you to be connected with Jesus. Yesterday we started a new small group in north of Atlanta, because I live in Georgia, for those who are listening. And maybe you're in this state, or maybe you're somewhere else, but let me encourage you. Let me tell you this. I am encouraged to be a blessing throughout the walls of the church. I am so excited that God has given us this opportunity to just go out there and be of blessing. I have learned so much today, as I do every single day. People, families that are here with their limitation because of their legal status, and they were there, they were present. Why? Because one of the things that they realize is that their hope is in Jesus, and the way that that God's hand will be moved in our favor is through prayer. And I was so blessed that we were there, and that we represented Christ. And I want to encourage you, wherever you're at, to be a part of a ministry that will be a blessing not only to you but to others through you. Now I tell you this: to be a part of a powerful ministry, you cannot give something that you don't have. If you're not connected with the Lord, you cannot offer these great things. So connect with Jesus today. Make that evaluation. Search yourself and see where you at with the Lord. This is a time of change. This is a time of transformation. If you have any questions and you want to connect, you need prayer, listen, go to my Facebook page at Jose Maria Angeli Rodriguez. This is my wife's page, and I share it. She shares it with me. She's graceful enough, and we want you to be a part of a part of us. Go to our private message and send us a message saying, "Hey, Pastor, I just read you. I just heard about what you said, and I want to be a part of this blessing. I want to be. I want to be a part of whatever God wants us to do. Listen, this is your chance, and I'm here for you. I love you. God bless you. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Tuesday. And listen, have a great weekend in the Lord, and let God work through you. God bless you.